What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are back to talk about Zombie Juggernaut. A lot of people have been asking, is this a character that I should take to Dark Dimension 6? How much value is this guy giving me outside of Alliance Wars? We're gonna talk about all of that, making sure that you have all the answers that you need in order to use this character, because this character is definitely better than people were expecting, and of course if you have the yellow stars and red stars to back it up. Even if you don't have, the character can still work fine, but it's not gonna be in all game modes, so manage your expectations accordingly. But once again, if you were able to get some decent yellow stars on him, which the event was okay, I guess, it was not as bad as people were saying. But like I said, depending on how much you invest in him, you might get some additional benefits out of him. So we're going to talk about specifically Dark Dimension 6 and the Cosmic Crucible, because this is probably where we get the most misconception about Zombie Juggernaut. So as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it to your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button like a boss. Okay, so who's an absolute boss is Zombie Juggernaut. He's definitely a monster, and it's because of everything that he does. So on his passive, if he's charged, he's going to get more damage and more speed bar. And this damage he gets and the speed bar, it really gets out of hand. It's actually pretty ridiculous how much damage he gets. So he gets 30% damage per charge, and he can stack up to 5 charges. So that means 150% extra damage. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, guys. It's pretty ridiculous. So whether you have him as a fortifier, whether you have him as a striker, his damage is going to be very, very high. And that's important because he's going to apply bleeds to the enemies, and the enemies can easily die with those bleeds. So right now with the fortified ISO 8, he has 86,000 damage. Once again, this is fortified ISO 8, and 150% of these would be like 200,000 base damage. I'm not sure if there is any character at 200,000 anywhere near, like even Nakia or the Star-Lord or even Super Skrull with 700 stars. I'm not sure if they get anywhere near 200,000 damage. So yeah, things can get pretty crazy with this guy, especially the bigger you have him. So of course this is a character that was made for Alliance Wars, and in Alliance Wars he's great, he's amazing. You can beat up all the new teams that we have available. You can beat up Gamma with Apocalypse, you can beat up new Warriors, new Avengers. So even a maxed out new Avengers, this guy can help you out beating them. It's not optimal, I'm gonna be honest, it's not optimal, it's possible. So the biggest question is, what about the other game modes? What about Cosmic Crucible? What about Dark Dimension? So in Cosmic Crucible, it can be very nice against the teams that you can reach them, or the teams that you can apply stuns early on or traumas early on. So for example here on his special, which is the ability he uses first, prolong all negative effects on each target and apply slow for 2 turns. Also flip immunity and taunt. If we had the Zombie Juggernaut last season when we had the Bifrost, this would be insane. Even now against certain teams that get immunity early on, this can be very useful as well. And he's able to prolong stun, guys. He's able to prolong trauma. So if you have other characters that are able to provide those negative effects, it's going to have massive value, because prolonging a stun sometimes is crucial. Or maybe you have a very fast team with 2 early stuns, you're gonna prolong these, it's great. So just on this ability alone, you have insane value. And then we have the special that has Drain, extends bleeds. more negative effects, more healing, more nonsense. Like, this guy is so nonsensical. I'm just gonna show you. Let's just take a look at this guy in action. So we're gonna take a look at Zombie Juggernaut in Cosmic Crucible, and we are facing the new Avengers. New Avengers, yes. So this is on temporal shielding, so I think this is room 2. And this is a team that a lot of people are going to invest in. Definitely a lot of people are going to invest in. So my team is pretty big. Of course, I greatly invested on these characters. If you guys don't know, my birthday is on Halloween, so I always try to purchase these characters and make them look good, because, well, it's time to celebrate. But new Avengers, they are required to unlock Green Goblin, so you're gonna see very big new Avengers soon. And this, you can see Gear Tier 18 Tigre and also Gear Tier 18 Ronin. So this is not a small potatoes. This is definitely something that I'm gonna see more and more common going on in the future. So I decided to pair up Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch with the trio of Undying, and let's take a look on how they perform. Now, you can pair up Undying also with Eternals, and they can do some pretty amazing things. You can pair up also Undying, the Undying trio with the Tangled Web, with with Spider-Weaver and the Spider-Man 2099, and they can do some pretty amazing things. So you'll see that this team, yes, they have some really insane value even outside of the game mode that they were made of. And Zombie Juggernaut just claps. So early on, he comes with that defense with the slow for 2 turns. He extends his own slow, and he just claps. He just does so much damage. It's pretty ridiculous. Okay, so now depending on which characters you have, you might benefit more of him or not, because as you can see, he went much faster than Quicksilver, and that was a little bit surprising. You'd expect that in Alliance Wars, but not in Cosmic Crucible. But yeah, he goes pretty fast. Because he got attacked, he's gonna get more charges. Because Greg's died, he's going to speed himself up. And he gets like up to 50% speed bar if he's fully charged. Now you can see that with these attacks he's applying tons of bleeds, and those bleeds are really gonna hurt. So other character bleeds, sometimes they look very underwhelming. The bleeds of Zombie Juggernaut, they are insane. They are really insane. I cannot tell you how much the damage is. It's so ridiculous. And once again, depending on which ISO weight you have, if you have him as a fortifier or if you have him as a striker, you might have not only the insane damage but also the insane survivability. So as you guys can see, Zombie Juggernaut really shredded through this new Warriors team, even with the Gear Tier 18, even with all the evades and the bonus room bonuses and so on. It was not a big deal. So going back to this character, like, he is pretty good. He's pretty good. Of course, once again, in Cosmic Crucible, the bigger you have him, the better, because he's not going to benefit as much of the different mechanics that he's going to be able to use in Alliance Wars, but it's still fine. Now, the biggest problem is in Dark Dimension, and I had him at Gear Tier 17, but then I was like, oh man, let's try this character out at Gear Tier 18. And he's not trash. He's not trash. I saw a video from the LVP. It's a guy that hates the channel for some reason. I don't know why he hates me. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know him well enough to understand why he hates me. But he used Zombie Juggernaut with Zombie Iron Man in Dark Dimension 6, and it didn't work out. Wow, what a surprise. So you took Zombie Iron Man to Dark Dimension, a character that needs to die multiple times, and Hela, he needs Hela in order to be useful, and you thought that he was going to be underwhelming. It was definitely a surprise, right? Anyway, so you can see Zombie Juggernaut here in action, and this was not even a team where he was made to shine. It was not the case. This was just the remaining characters I had available, and still he was able to perform very well. Okay, now let's take a look at some gameplay of Zombie Juggernaut in Dark Dimension 6, see him in action, and As I said many times previously, depending on which characters you pair him up with, you might make him look better or not. As always, like Zombie Iron Man is definitely not something you should try to use, and then you just have to play around with the cooldowns of your character. So for example, Apocalypse is going to apply the ability block, defense down, slow, all those things, whether you are using the special or where you are using the ultimate. And then with your Zombie Juggernaut you can extend those negative effects with the special, or you can spread bleeds with the ultimate. So you have different ways of playing it. If your Zombie Juggernaut, one easy trick right away, if your Zombie Juggernaut has taunt, you should definitely use the Spider Weaver ultimate to reduce the amount of attacks that he's going to get in the face until he loses the taunt. After he loses the taunt, it's not a big deal, you can do pretty much whatever you want with him. Okay, so you can see, I used the special with Apocalypse first, then I used the ultimate, so all the characters have trauma, a bunch of negative effects that we extended, and with the Zombie Juggernaut, this is the moment where you want to use the special, so you can extend that trauma, and you can also extend any stun that we have on the enemies. Once again, depending on which characters you are pairing up with with Zombie Juggernaut, you might make them look better, like Captain Sam. Giving that additional speed bar to your Zombie Juggernaut will also help him losing the taunt and making sure that he's getting faster to that special and to that ultimate, where he can spread a bunch of bleeds and extend the negative effects. Okay, so as you can see, so far so good. All our characters are healthy. To be honest, I didn't even have the best ISO weight for this setup. You'd probably want to use Weaver as a healer, just to make sure that you have your things balanced out. Of course, that whenever you are facing Gregs, you want to avoid attacking them. Here I'm going to use the special of Zombie Juggernaut to extend that stun on Hela, and also apply slow for 3 turns to all enemies. It will be nicer to have a little bit more stuns or to have a trauma, but when you are facing like 40 enemies in a row, you can't ask for much. So once again, we have Zombie Juggernaut using his abilities. The enemy Iron Man's zombies are definitely a problem, because they mind control your characters if they have bleeds, and if they mind control your Zombie Juggernaut, is going to apply bleeds to your characters. He usually attacks Black Widow, which has immunity. We also have other characters with immunity, so it's a little bit of a luck-biased situation, but it's definitely something that you don't want to do very often. Okay, so now we have another stun. We have more bleeds that we are going to spread with the Zombie Juggernaut, and you can see that soon enough the damage will really ramp up, and then the enemies just start dying right away with all these bleeds, and that means that your Zombie Juggernaut can have some nice amount of damage output. So look at that. So we have a character with 7 bleeds plus another 3. Then we have the other ones with just 3 or so. One way or another, they are just going to take so much damage in the face, is quite crazy. So this is the only problem with using Zombie Juggernaut, is these zombie Iron Mans. Like, if you cannot elite Hellas fast enough and deal with these zombies Iron Man, they are going to cause you a lot of problems, because they'll force you to keep spreading those bleeds and mind controlling your characters. So in this specific situation, you should use your Weaver basic in order to clear all those bleeds away, and in order to reduce the chance of your characters to attack each other. So you'll see right here, we are attacking the character with vulnerability to clear those bleeds from Zombie Juggernaut. Sometimes you clear the ability block, but in this specific case, the bleeds would definitely be more important. Okay, so one zombie Iron Man out of the way, we have the second, we have a third, and now we have a fourth zombie Iron Man. This is why it's so tough to use Zombie Juggernaut in Dark Dimension 6. On the other nodes it's easy, like, don't get me wrong, on the other nodes it's pretty easy, but on this one it's terrible. Okay, so I'm gonna spread all those bleeds on that Zombie Iron Man to everyone else around it. Look at that, it looks insane, right? It really looks insane. So you're gonna use Captain Sam ultimate to make sure that you're getting as much speed bar as possible. So you can also apply some trauma with Apocalypse if you have the ultimate ready. Captain Sam with a special. This maybe was a this year was a misplay for sure, because Captain Sam got really clapped hard from that Bashenga, also copying the positive effects and so on. Yeah, so this is the beginning of the end, but so far so good. If it wasn't for this minor complication, it would have been fine. And then I tried to apply defense up and safeguard to Captain Sam, but unfortunately the luck was not on my side. Either way, you are going to extend all those negative effects, apply slow to the enemies, extend everything else, the stuns and so on. And now you just have to be careful with the zombie Iron Mans. Once again, very big problem, these zombie Iron Mans. Keep them stunned, because if they are stunned, they are not going to mind control your characters. And I'm not sure if this is a bug or not. If the characters have bleeds, but the bleeds end on that one turn, they still attack your character. So it's a little bit of an inconvenience, but you can see either way that it's going very well. If it wasn't for a few minor mistakes, I think we would be able to really do some big attack here. This was over 200 million damage, so it's not like it was trash, but yeah, of course it was not a one shot. Okay, this is the beginning of the end. I should have focused more on that Kestrel. You see she's very low, and she already killed 2 of my characters. So yeah, with some minor mistakes, if I would avoid them, we would be probably very close to one shot this. But one way or another, I think we performed very well, using this character that not many people are sure if he has value or not. So you're gonna spread those bleeds as well to Shuri. That was unfortunate. It would be better, of course, to Rogue, to try to kill her early on. And at this point, because we are about to die, we are just going to try to save cooldowns. So next time we come around, we're gonna be able to use them to our advantage. Okay guys, so there we go. Is Zombie Juggernaut good outside of Alliance Wars? Yes. Is Zombie Juggernaut playable or even good in Dark Dimension 6? Yes, just not with the Zombie Iron Man. And you have to build a team around him. But once again, remember the characters we were talking about: Black Widow, Captain Sam, Spider-Weaver, Apocalypse. I mean, those are literally the cheapest characters we could use, and that also have value in other game modes as well. So it's not a terrible investment. And once again, with Zombie Juggernaut, it all comes down to skill. Can you manipulate the speed bar of your enemies? Can you apply stuns and extend those stuns? Can you manage your cooldowns and not be a trigger-happy kiddo just spamming the cooldowns? If you can do all of that, yes, you can get some huge value out of Zombie Juggernaut. Once again, not only in Cosmic Crucible, not only in Alliance Wars, but even in scenarios like Dark Dimension 6, and in other game modes like Tower, is also going to be very useful, as you guys saw last week. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, and if you found the video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Mouse Strike Force content, and I'll catch you guys later.